Mm. Hey, good morning, everyone. Comedian Leon the Jokester here. So, young people, choices. I'll talk to you about choices. You got a lot of choices to make. I know sometimes in life it seems like it's overwhelming, but you have a lot of choices to make. Even as an adult, I have a lot of choices to make. The world has a lot of choices to make. But as a young person, you have a lot of choices to make. You got to choose what college you want to go to, what your major is going to be, what your minor may be. You know, if you're going to listen to your parents, listen to your parents. They love you. uh, it just blows my mind. You got to decide if you're going to do take the ACTs or the SATs. You really got to sit back and evaluate your entire life. And I just feel like in my heart right now, I just want to tell you that, you know, pray about everything and make sure you take your time. Don't rush into any decision, even with relationships. Some of you guys are rushing into relationships and you're like, oh, I'm in love. They're going to be with me forever. Some of you guys are going to graduate and go to two different colleges, two different, because you're two different people with two different goals. And so, what is a choice? A choice is a decision that has to be made daily, constantly. Every single moment in our life, we're making a choice. I'm making a choice right now to drink green tea, a green tea. I'm making a choice to do this video. I'm making a choice to put away my phone so I can rehearse later. I'm making a choice to go practice and rehearse later. You see what I'm saying? I'm making a choice when my wife gets home, help out around the house. I'm making a choice to spend time with my son. We love to play chess together. You have to recognize that every single second of our lives, we're making choices. Are we always going to make the right choice? Not always. Are we going to always make bad choices? Not always. But you have to have that balance. Sometimes in life, we beat ourselves up with the bad choices and we forget that maybe the whole day, in 24 hours, you made 100 great choices, 100. But then there was two choices that you're like, should I have done that? So at the end of the day, take your time. Take your time. Like, for example, for like right now in society, everybody's making a choice to either wear that mask or remove it, because in Oklahoma, a lot of people aren't wearing it anymore. But then there are a lot of people in stores that are still wearing their mask. Again, it's a choice. I give you that example because it's a choice. And so we all have choices. I have a person that I know that is upset with their life because when they were younger, they had a lot of money. They've been everywhere in the world and they spent so many thousands of dollars on themselves. You fast forward life, now they're angry at life. They're angry at themselves because they made some choices that now you know, when I talk about my other videos, you reap what you sow and all that stuff. It's true. It's like if you're doing something that is going to be harmful to you right now in your 20s, in your 30s, if you keep on doing that, if you continue to do that, when you get in your 50s, 60s, and 70s, it may come back. Why? Because you kept planting the seed. I'll give you a good example because I no longer eat there. I gave up eating at McDonald's 6 years ago, to be exact. I remember it. It was 6 years ago because I had just started doing comedy, and I remember going out with a friend, some neighbors, and I was just so disgusted at McDonald's at that point. I felt like anytime I would eat a double cheeseburger, I would throw up immediately. Like I was like, why can't my body handle this anymore? And so I had to make a choice. No more McDonald's. And then it got to the point where I was like, no more Taco Bell. Then it got to a point, no more Wendy's. And I still do Chick-fil-A every now and then. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I'm better than anyone. But my point is, there was no moderation prior to that new choice that I made of not eating a lot of fast food or fast food in general. Because what I realized is that if I could continue to consume lots of bad foods, it's only going to harm me in the long run. And so right now, I'm not saying I'm vegan or any of that stuff, vegetarian. What I'm saying is that even if I do have like what did I have the other day? I had some Chinese food, the P.F. Chang's in a bag I got from Walmart, right? So let's say I eat P.F. Chang's today. I better not have any more P.F. Chang's for like a month or two, because what happens is you're not giving your body a chance to really even digest that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, it's not good for you. It's not good for you, but you don't recognize that right now because your body still feels good even after you eat it. And then for those that are young, you probably have a fast metabolism, so it is what it is. So if you eat bad now and you continue that cycle, if you don't break the cycle, it'll come back to you later on in life. You'll start getting that I call it the Super Bowl belly. You just sit there and you got your tea and you're just like, why is my belly sticking out like this? It's a Super Bowl belly. It's a Super Bowl belly. And if you have a Super Bowl belly, you know, some people accept it as the norm. I'm not going to accept mine. Mine is poking out. I'm not even going to front. When I was in high school, they used to crack jokes on me all the time. They said, man, Leon, you so skinny. I can see what you ate yesterday. You know what I'm saying? They used to crack jokes on me. Now if someone says I'm skinny, it's a compliment. I'm like, thank you so much. But when I was in high school, people would try to bully me and say, oh, you're just skinny. You're skin and bones and this and that, like to try to hurt my feelings, right? But the reality check is when you get in your late 30s, about to approach 40, and you haven't been in like getting in shape, all of those years of eating fast food every day. You know, I used to eat Jack in the Box every day, eating trash. I was just like eating trash, and that was horrible. It was tearing me up. And then now my stomach is like, okay, we're poking out because, you know, things are enlarged. That's what that means. If your stomach starts enlarging itself, you got to ask why. Why is your stomach growing outward? I don't think that we were created and made to like change the trajectory of our stomachs. I think that we were supposed to be in shape and we were supposed to be eating fruits and vegetables straight up. And so if we were born to eat fruits and vegetables, you got to understand something. This is really deep. When Adam and Eve was in the garden, what were they surrounded by? Fruit. But guess what? They were also surrounded by vegetables. Now, answer me this. Why is it that in today's time, we feel like in order for us to eat vegetables, we have to have a stove, an oven, a microwave to heat up the vegetables? But that's a trick. That's a trick in America, because guess what? Adam and Eve didn't have a stove, oven, or microwave. And I just thought about that. They had fruits and they had vegetables in the garden. That means that's the reason why your doctor may not tell you this, but I'm going to tell you. If you go eat an apple and you go eat grapes and you go eat bananas, you see what I'm doing? I'm telling you to eat the stuff that's going to be healthy to your body. It's the good sugars in the banana that you need. It's the good like nutrition that the apple gives. But we don't run to that. You know, I'm giving my own self a revelation that next time my wife takes me to the store, I'm not going to get Jolly Rancher gummies. I love Jolly Rancher gummies. They're like the little gummy bears. Instead of doing that, she's going to say, what do you want? I want a bag of apples. I want a bag of apples, and I'm going to have to train myself to start eating apples for the rest of my life, bro. Because I don't want to end up 30 years from now sitting in the doctor's office and they're saying there's nothing more we can do. That's the last thing any human being wants to ever hear a doctor say. There's nothing more we can do. And I don't understand what that even means, because I'm trying to live, not die, even though death is inevitable. And when it's our time, we have to leave, but you don't have to live on earth uncomfortable. That's what I'm trying to get at. And I actually know a guy. I'm going to finish the story. He's living an uncomfortable life right now. Why? Because he chose to continue to eat the fast food. He continued to eat the stuff that was hurting him. He's hurting. He's in pain. And I understand sometimes when people are in so much pain, their woes become annoying. They could become, oh, it's daunting to listen, because guess what? When someone else is in pain, that's all they can talk about and think about. When someone is selfish and narcissistic and they only can talk about me, myself, and I, that's all they're going to talk about. So you really get to see the fruit of the person's heart without them even telling you. You don't have to tell me that you're narcissistic. All you got to do is anytime you see me, just talk about you, just talk about your family. You know what I'm saying? And then at the very end, ask me, hey, how's your, like, no, it doesn't matter. You all the way down the street by now. You already drove off. I'm still talking. Yeah. Things are going well. Okay, talk to you later. You don't have to tell me that you're selfish. I'm going to see it in your demeanor. And so that's where we're at with that situation. So, nevertheless, like I said before, choices, man, choices. Young people, take your time with the choices that you make. Even as a comedian, I had to make the choice what type of comedian I want to be. I told myself I want to be a comedian that honors God, my family, set the example for my wife and son when I'm on stage, and then also for the people, man. Do it for the people. It feels so good to get on stage and do 60 minutes and make people laugh and not have to do a bunch of sex jokes, perversion, curse everybody out. That's not funny. I got to drink alcohol to calm my nerves so I could do comedy. People are hiding behind that. My dad was an alcoholic for 50 years, still struggling, and I pray for him. But I know what that's like when you have issues you don't want to face or confront, and you try to hide it. You hide behind Jack Daniels. You got to come from behind Jack Daniels, and you got to face your fears, and you got to face your responsibility. Okay. All right, man. You guys have a blessed day.